So this is Jairaj Nadar representing Inogic in the capacity of business development manager. And in today's session, we will talk about how we can integrate Dynamic 365 CRM along with SharePoint for document management using our SharePoint Security Sync solution. So with SharePoint Security Sync, the idea is to enhance the user experience and further build upon the integration to make the integration experience seamless between the two systems by not just allowing for associating a document folders against CRM, but also syncs the security privileges from Dynamic 365 CRM to the SharePoint to ensure secure and reliable access to the confidential documents stored in the SharePoint. So before I deep dive into the session, let me give you a short brief about Inogic. Inogic is one of the leading service provider and an independent ISV. We are also an exclusive Dynamic 365 CRM boutique shop that has been in the business for more than decades now. We also been active in the CRM community in which our blogs are very popular. As you can see on the screen, these are all the various productivity add-ons which Inogic has to offer. Among all, I would like to talk about some of the key flagship product of Inogic. I'll start with Maplytics. It is a market-leading CFMD certified product which provide capabilities like visualizing CRM data on map, route optimization, territory management, smart appointment planner, and much more. And next, I would like to talk about a SharePoint Security Sync. It is a comprehensive solution for integrating a Dynamic 365 CRM with SharePoint along with the document management. So apart from this, all of these productivity add-ons, Inogic is also an SI. We do provide an offshore development services by assisting our partners and the customers. So if you need any more information related to any of our productivity add-ons or service related, you can do reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. We would be happy to assist you. So this is the agenda for the today's session, which I will be talking about. Like we will see what it benefits in using the storage management apps and what are the challenges faced by the users in managing the documents in the cloud storage, followed by a live demonstration. And finally, we will be having a Q&A session. Let's begin the session with the benefits. You all may be aware that the Dynamic 365 CRM comes with a limited storage space. So as on a daily day-to-day operation, we get a lot of documents, isn't it? So yes, so a lot of attachments are getting into the CRM on a daily basis. So it is very important for any organization to manage their document efficiently so that they don't end up buying additional storage space. And yes, the stats that you see on the screen says that 21% of the productivity has been lost only because of this document issues. So this is where we stand and we introduce our comprehensive solution called as in SharePoint Security Sync, which plays a major role. So our customers across the globe has managed to save a 30 to 40% storage cost and a 23% saved in managing the security access. So this results in the reduction in the storage cost, increased productivity, a reduced IT cost, and thereby, yes, you can efficiently manage your documents. So now we'll see what challenges that has been come up for the users. So though Microsoft Dynamics CRM is a sophisticated system, like many users are facing many challenges on a day-to-day using the system. Like let's say, for example, if I want to download or upload a multiple files into the system using out of the box functionality. Currently we can upload only one file, right, if I'm not wrong. So using or attached to dynamic UI, Intuit UI, you can upload multiple files, which I will be explaining you while demonstrating. And also currently there is no provision where you can synchronize CRM data security model along with this SharePoint. And also there is no option to create any anonymous shareable link, or that is, or to create any anonymous or which can be shared with any of your colleague individually. And so keeping this all these challenges, we have come up with a one-stop solution that is called as a SharePoint security sync with the following key features. So you see, assign or a share. I will start with the key features I called as assign, or like you can easily share or assign a record with an individual user or a group or the team. And based on the permission that you set, like if you give a read permission, the record that has been shared or as with the other user, he can only able to read that record, or the same will be replicated into the SharePoint as well. So that's how you, once you any based on the permission that you set, the user can able to perform those actions accordingly uh, in the CRM, and that will be replicated into the SharePoint. And here comes the next, the custom folder structure. So I hope everyone is aware that SharePoint has the limitation of allowing only 50,000 items in a single document library. Now let's say an organization comes where he wants to upload more than that. So this is really key challenges or a key pain point for them to manage their documents. So this is where our key interesting features that comes into the play, that is custom folder structure. You can create own custom document library structure in the SharePoint, and also you can also create your own record folder structure as well into the SharePoint with the help of our in this interesting custom folder structure features. And save storage space. So yes, so a lot of attachments are coming into the system, and you want to all migrate all of those. Like let's say for example, you want to move notes attachments, the email attachments, the sales literature attachment that are residing or coming on a daily basis into the system, and you want to move that on a real time. So with the help of our solution, you can able to easily migrate the attachment on a real time to the configured cloud storage. The security role. So any modification or any addition or that has been done to the users in the Dynamics 365 CRM, the same will be replicated to the SharePoint as well. And auto sync privileges. SharePoint security sync auto sync security privileges in SharePoint upon changes in user privileges in Dynamic 365 CRM. It can be respect to the sharing of record or adding the user to a team or removing a user from the team. So any changes made to the security role of the users in the CRM will be replicated in the SharePoint. So bulk migrate. So as I was talking about the storage issue earlier, like many organizations which they used to face, let's say you have a lot of history of attachments that are residing into the system, and you want to completely migrate or you want to move those attachment or to the configured cloud storage to the SharePoint. So yes, with the help of our bulk migration tool, you can able to simply migrate all of those history of an attachment from the CRM to the SharePoint, thereby reducing the CRM storage space. So these are all the some of the key interesting features of our SharePoint security dressing solution. Let's see all these key features in a live action. So for the better understanding, I have logged in a three different users. That is, one is this Sam, who's been having a organization level access. That means he can able to see all the records that in the CRM as well as into the SharePoint. And on the other browser, I've logged in as in Beverly, who is having only a user level access. Let's assume he's a salesperson or a field sales representative of an organization. So he can into the CRM, and the same you can see it in the SharePoint as well. It's been loading. So see the accounts he has created as of now, 2 accounts into the system. The same you can see it in the SharePoint as well. And similar to that, on the other window, I have Mike, who has created 4 accounts for which the document location that has been created, that will be seen into the SharePoint. So as of now, the 3 records that for which the document location has been created, for which I can see it in the SharePoint as well. So now we will come into the real-time example or the real scenarios which we have come up across all of the customers in the globe. Like let's assume an organization who has been to the field service or the service industry, and where the field service representative on a daily basis are uploading multiple documents into the system. So this is really a concern for the CRM administrator, where they need to manage the document efficiently, and so that the documents all are residing in a proper place. And also the storage space is the main concern, since on a daily basis a lot of history of attachments are residing or hitting into the system. So this put them into the worry, like they don't want to buy an additional storage space, and they want to manage efficiently as well. So this is where our interesting feature which I was talking about while showing the presentation, that bulk migration job. So we do have a bulk migration job in the SharePoint security sync. So once you run this bulk migration job in the CRM, so it will migrate all of your history attachments from the CRM to the configured cloud storage to the SharePoint. So for the demo purpose, I have already migrated one of the, I have already run one bulk migration job for the notes attachment. So if you want to run for any new, for the email or sales literature, hit on this new button. So if you see, when you hit on a new button, you will be able to see with the 3 options. So for which until you want to perform the migration, whether you want to do it for the notes attachment, uh, email, that is activities which includes the email attachment that comes, or the sales literature attachment. And here you define the connector which you set it for the SharePoints, uh, and the schedule date, like when you want to schedule this bulk migration job to be performed, so that all of your history of an attachments will be run and it will be migrated to the SharePoint. And here is the important piece, that is attachment action. So currently we have 2 options. So what is it? Copy and move. So copy is where the attachment will be residing in the CRM as well as into the SharePoint. And move is where it will completely migrate all of your attachments from the CRM to the configured cloud storage. So this will thereby reducing the CRM storage space. So if I show over here, I have run for this notes attachment. I've done it, and I've set the duration as well. So you can also set the duration, like whether you want to run for the last week, last month, last year, and also you can set the custom date. So from which date to from which date you want to migrate all of the attachment from the residing in the CRM to the configured cloud storage. So this is also you can set as per your choice, as per your requirement. And once it has been processed, so since once the migration or the attachment migration is in process, you want to know how many records has been processed, what was the file size, and how many records are in syncing stage, or what failure, if any failure occurs, what is the status where I can get to know. So all the information you see it in the information tab over here, like total how many records that has been processed, if succeeded, what, how many records, and what was the file size of that, if any ignored, what was the file size, if any failure. So all, so complete entire information related to the migration, the notes attachments or the email or the sales literature. So which are all the activities attachment that has been residing in the CRM, if you want to migrate, and with the help of this bulk migration tool, once you have done, you can get all the information in the information tab over here. And also you can get the bulk migration job status. So what was the succeeded, the file size, So in detail information about that particular record, which are all has been migrated, all the records details can be getted in the bulk migration job status over here. So this is really helpful in an for an organization where they can simply run this bulk migration. And also we do have a SharePoint security sync tool as well for migrating this all of nodes or from the CRM to the configured cloud storage. So by implementing this organization can really overcome the challenges which they were facing in reducing the CRM storage space, so that all of the attachments are moved from the CRM to the SharePoint. So now, yeah, you may be also assuming or thinking, what about the real-time migration? So this was related to my history attachment that are residing in the system. What if, suppose, if I want to run the real time, like if I'm adding any notes attachment into this against any of those record, my attachment should get migrated. So yes, we do provide a real-time synchronization as well. So let's say, for example, if I'm working on one of these record and I'm adding a note against this record, I'm adding a note attachments against this record, and I want to see like how this real-time synchronization works. So let's assume I'm so let's say, for example, since I was talking about like I've added a note against this account entity form. So what it will happen is it will move this attachment. Once the syncing has been done, it will migrate this attachment from the CRM, and you should be able to see this attachment to be migrated into the SharePoint. So if I refresh the timeline, I should be able to see the notes attachment should be reflected to the should be moved to the SharePoint, thereby leaving the path in the body of the note for their offline references. So it is in process. So as soon as it gets synchronized, you should be able to see the path will be left in the body of the note. So it is in also. So it will take a few minutes to get migrated as soon as like whenever any notes. So similar to this case I was talking about, like let's say for example the email attachment also. So yes, as maybe a lot of email along with a lot of attachments that may be also hitting into the system. So yes, once you configure the attachments over here, the entity configuration for which you want to perform the migrations. So over here, if you see, since I have done it for an account entity and attachment action, I've set it as a move. So by keeping this, and also similar to that, if you set it as in for an configure for an email entity for the email attachment, so which are all the emails that are coming up along with an attachment, which will be moved and which will be migrated to the SharePoint. If you go and check, it should get so there you see the file has been successfully migrated to the SharePoint, and the path has been left in the body of the node. So you see a link with an hyperlink. So this is just for an a references, like what was the file which has been uploaded or against those record. So for an handy use, like if I want to know what was the record, what was the file that was uploaded against this record. So for that purpose, we left a path in the body of the node where you can use it for your offline references. So if I go and check into the SharePoint against this record, this Mapretic solution, I should be able to see those record inside this folder as well. So there you see the product. So since this is a real-time migration, which I've set, like I've configured in the account entity and the attachment action as a move. So this is a reason like the file has been moved to the from the CRM to the configured cloud storage. Similar to that. Now, we have seen the history of an attachment that you have moved from the CRM to the cloud storage, and now we will be seeing real-time migration of an attachment from the CRM to the configured cloud storage. So now Here comes the other key challenges for this organization. Now, you all, as we were talking about, like you all may be aware that SharePoint do allow a limitation of 50,000 items in a single document library. So since I was explaining, like with the help of or create custom folder structure, you can able to easily create your your own document library, and you can also create a custom folder structure in the SharePoint. So this is where you need to see create a custom folder structure. So let's say if I want to create a custom folder structure for my account entity, and now this organization wants, like for the year 2022, let's say this is the current running year 2022. So let's say assume like I want to keep like Jan 2022 to December 2022. This is the record folder which I need to be created into the SharePoint, and any account which has been for which the record or which the document has been uploaded should be moved to that respective folders in the SharePoint only. So how we can achieve that? So this is where you can create a custom folder structure. Let's say here we have a three options to create a custom document library in the SharePoint, that is by period, by starting character, or a custom. So if you select as in by period, so let's say for example I have selected as an X month. So for example 12 months. So since I want to do it from the Jan to December, so I've selected the duration for in 12 months period, and I've selected as in format, and here you see the record folder structure. So you can create a customize your record folder structure as well. So you need to enter your logical name, follow comma text, or a combination of an logical name and text as well. So as of now, I'm not entering any or creating any record folder structure over here. So if I save it, so now the in the whenever any document location has been created for the any accounts, so that account will be moved to this record in the SharePoint. I'll show you the real time how it works. Let's say for an example, we'll take an one record. Uh, so let's assume Mike, who is currently working on one of this record, and he wants to upload a file. So we, as I said, we have an Intuit UI called as an attached to dynamic, where you can able to perform various quick actions. Later on, I will come into the UI in a detail, like I will be explaining what all the actions that has been performed in a single click to the for which that can be performed. So let's say this is the attached to dynamic for which, and if I want to upload or download any files onto the SharePoint, I can simply drag and drop file or folder onto the UI. So you may be aware that using out of the box functionality, you can upload only one file at a time. But using our attached to dynamic UI, you see you can upload a files or a folders in a single drag and drop, and just a single, so it gets uploaded immediately onto the SharePoint. Even I can double click on it. I can see what was the file and the record using this UI, and you see the breadcrumb. If I click on it, it will open up the folders into the SharePoint. So you see now inside the account Jan 2022 to December 2022. So this is the document location, which the folder structure that which we have created with the help of our create custom folder structure. So this has been created into the SharePoint. So inside that, which we have uploaded now, inside this document location is the account name. So inside that we have uploaded the SAM folder, and if I open that, the product design, and I can able to see all of the records. So it follows the same hierarchy structure. Like once you have created the document location, the document library, the custom document library in the CRM, the same that has been created in the SharePoint. So inside this, now you can upload a multiple files or the folders, so that you can overcome the limitation which I was talking about, like 50,000 items in a single document library. So that can be overcome by creating this custom document library in the CRM, and inside that you can able to easily upload a files. If I go in the site content, if I see in the SharePoint, so there is a for which all the document location that has been created. This was the out of the box entity account record, and you see a Jan account Jan 2022 to December 2022. So this helps the like any organization who faces this key challenges of overcoming a 50,000 limitation. So yes, so with the help of our custom folder structure, you can able to overcome these key challenges. So now this is from the document management aspects, which I was been talking about, like you can able to upload or manage a document. How about the security? Yes, now here comes the security part. Like if I want to manage the record or manage the documents by like giving a permission, like only those users should give access the record based on the permission that has been set. If he has been given a user level access, he should be able to see only those records that he has uploaded or record that has been shared to him. So over here also, we will see like, since now you will see the Mike who has been having a user level access, he's working on this record. No document location is let's assume for the record name, and unfortunately we want to share this record with other user, that is Mike. We'll see what permission that he gives to the user and how we can see that permission into the Beverly account. We will see in a real time now. If I share this record, share this record with other user, that is, and once I add it, so this is the important piece over there. So like what permission that you are giving to the user while sharing the record. So like as I said, I was talking about what, depending upon the permission that you set, the user can able to perform or make appropriate action against that. So over here, if I give a read only permission, I will share this record with the other user, that is Beverly. And so now this record has been shared. So if I move to, so he is the user Beverly. As of now, you see in his active account 2. So now if I go and check in the all accounts, I should be able to see 3 account. So there you see no document location. And if I open that, you see you don't have an access to edit this record. You get a read-only message against this record. And if I go and check into the SharePoint as well, I should be able to see the same. So once it has been synchronized, I should be able to see the same record in the SharePoint as well, where the user cannot able to make any changes. Like you won't be able to make modifying or editing any records in the SharePoint as well. So I guess it is in process, so it's getting a few more minutes or time to get synchronized. And as soon as it gets synchronized, so yes, the user cannot able to make any modification, since he has been given only the read-only permission to the user. So he can able to only read the records or cannot make any modification or changes against those records. So I guess for some reason the syncing is in process. It has been not yet synchronized. So that's the reason you see that it has been not synchronized into the SharePoint, or we cannot see it in the SharePoint. Similar to that, let's assume now Beverly is a user level role. Now let's assume Sam who's been given an organizational level access, having able to see all the records in the CRM, since he's been having an organizational level access. Now let's go and change the security role for Beverly, and we'll see whether he can able to see all the records in his CRM as well or not. So as of now, you can able to see only 3 accounts in the CRM. Let's change the security role of this user. It's been loading. Now we will give the organization level access to this user, and we'll see what it happens. Like, he should be able to also see all of the records in the CRM. So since we need to do it from the admin level access, so I'm doing it from the SAM user. Now let's give him as a sales manager role, and we'll see whether he can able to see all of the records in his CRM or not. So now he has been given a organization level access. If I go and check in the Viverless account, as of now, he sees only 3 records in the SharePoint. So there you see, he can able to see a lot of accounts, like the records that has been can be seen by Sam. He's been given an organizational level access. Those records can also be viewed by Beverly in his CRM. The same should get replicated in the SharePoint as well. Since syncing is in process, which I said, so that's the reason earlier it was taking a bit of to the SharePoint. You should be able to see all the records here as well. So now, since we see now this has been done for an account entity, why we have been not able to see, because we have changed the document location. So yeah, that's the reason I wanted to let you know. So the document location which we have created post this, like we have been moved to this account Jan 2022 to December 2022. So any records for which the document location has been created after setting the create custom folder structure. So once this configuration of an create folder structure that you have been done, and post that, if you are performing any like if you are creating any document location for the records which we have created, so that those will be moved into that respective folders. So over here also similar to that case. So since the document location has been created for the Jan account Jan 2022, and no further record for which the document location was created manually by hitting on that A2D UI. So that's the reason we cannot able to see any synchronization of all of this attachment, all of the records from the CRM to the SharePoint. So this is how you can able to like synchronize or you can able to give the secure access of and records to the from the CRM to the SharePoint, like reliable access to the records. If a user has been given only a user level role, he can able to see only those records in the CRM as well as into the SharePoint. And also related to the like permission which I was been talking about, based on the security privileges, if you have been given any permission, so those will also be synchronized and the user can able to make the necessary actions accordingly. And also, yeah, I was talking about the UI, like with the help of the attached to dynamic UI which we have for the document management app, like you can perform a various quick actions uh, on the go in the attached to, using this attached to dynamic UI. And also if you want to rename any file, just select and you can click on this rename button, so the files or the folders can be renamed. And also if you want to send an email to as an attachment or as a link, so that can also be possible. So if I open it, if I select any of this record, you see two options over here. Either you can attach as a document or a link. When you select as an attach as a document, a new email window will be popped up with the file will be added as an attachment against this record, since pop-up has been blocked. And you see and also if you select as a link, the email window will be popped up with the file added as a link against those record on the go from the attached to dynamic UI. And also if you want to share any anonymous shareable link, like if you want to send any read-only link or an editable link to any of your colleague, so that is also possible. Like you can click on it, just copy that the URL that you will be getting it, and once you get that URL you can share this record like anonymous shareable link with any of those users which you would like to. And also, yeah, you create a folder. You can create a folder, and inside those folder, if you upload any files, so the same will be replicated into the SharePoint as well. So that's how you can able to perform the various quick actions, and you can configure a multiple connector for a multiple SharePoint sites, and you can upload a multiple files, so that thereby you can manage all of the documents from the CRM to the respective cloud storage, that is to the SharePoint. So this is how the SharePoint security sync solution works. Like you can able to manage all of your documents from migrating from CRM to the respective storage, and thereby managing the access of those records or the files or the folders with the SharePoint with the security based on the permission that you have given to the users. I will switch back to the presentation. So SharePoint Security Sync is supported in Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM version 9.2 and above, which can be deployed in IS. It has been supported in a Dataverse as well, and which can be deployed on-premise with IFD enabled and Dynamic 365 online. And to get started with the SharePoint Security Sync, and yeah, attached to Dynamic is a document management app, where it's really a simple, where you can download the solution from our website as well as from Microsoft App Stores. And if you need any assistance during your trial setup, yes, you can do reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. We would be happy to assist you. Now let's have a Q&A session. Yeah, feel free to put your questions in the chat window. I would be happy to answer you.
One question from Nuritin is, we have some, like the question is that they are having some trouble increasing the data storage cost for the activity pointer based table. So the question is, do you have any cases or analysis where you can show if the attachments are moved from Dataverse to SharePoint, then what is the cost saving, or in percentage or in numbers?
So yeah, it's a good question. So as of now, so in this is the demo environment. So over here, I cannot able to show that it has been not configured as of now in related to that. But yes, like it depends upon the size, like how much the data are in present into that. So depending upon that, I could say like the 10 GB or 10 GB data would approximately take often like hardly a hour to synchronize all of the attachments from the like Dataverse or CRM to the respective cloud storage. So I do have as of now that stance, but not related to the cost. It depends upon completely to the how long the size of the data that are residing into the system.
Okay. Hopefully that answers the question. So if it doesn't, then post on the question you written. I don't see any other questions. So I'll give folks some time to post the questions if they have any.
So in the meantime, like we do have some common questions that have been like we get it from all of the customers, like the attachments easily accessible once migrated. Yes, you can see like you can download from the our UI that is attached to Dynamic UI. You can download simply and are attached to Dynamic and SharePoint Security Sync compatible. Yes, it is compatible across like mobile and as from the laptop as devices as well. Which types of SharePoint site does SharePoint Security Sync support? Like SharePoint Security Sync provides a support to SharePoint communication, team site and SharePoint subset as well. So, and yes, what does Microsoft Dynamic products do you support? Yes, as I said earlier, support on-premise, online with IFD, on-premise with IFD enabled and online. And is it possible to sync a previous record in a bulk? Yes, with the help of our bulk migration tool, which I was talking about, the history of an attachments that can be migrated from the CRM to the configured cloud storage, that is to the SharePoint. So to get started is really simple, which I said earlier, like you can download this trial, 15 days free trial from Microsoft App Source, as well as from our website. And we do have a docs where you can refer how you can regarding the installation of the configuration. But yes, if you need any more help regarding in assisting or setting up this solution at your end, definitely you can reach out to us. We would be happy to assist you in that case.
So SharePoint security sync and attachment to Dynamics are two different app store
Yes.
packages, correct?
Correct. So attached to dynamic is for like as a document management where you can move all of your attachments or migrate. And whereas SharePoint security sync plays the security aspects, the enhanced version, I could say, where you can manage all of your documents, like which user has to access which records and secure access of records, for which SharePoint security sync plays a major role.
So from licensing, do they need two different license, or do we have
No.
a package which gives
Yes.
both?
So it is a package like if you opt for an SharePoint security sync, yes, it is an inclusive of both. Like you will be getting attached to dynamic as well as the security aspects. And if you only go for an attached to dynamics, so in that case, you will be only able to migrate those attachment. Like you will be getting only those features for migrating all of your attachment from the CRM to the SharePoint, but not the security aspects.
And then does attached to Dynamics have any connection to any other data source other than SharePoint, like Azure Blob?
Yeah. So we do support three types of connectors for the attached to Dynamics. That is Dropbox, Azure, and SharePoint. Yeah. Any
Okay.
more questions? Yeah. Dinesh.
I don't see any questions in chat. Anyone else has any other questions? Do you have anything else to showcase, Jairaj, while you have the floor?
Uh, from my end, I'm so far good. That's it. From, I think I have covered the related to most of the part related to both the applications. So any questions? Yeah, I'm happy to answer over here.
Yeah, there's a follow-up question from New Routine. So bulk migration job
Yeah.
gives file size impact to 0 impacted. Can you elaborate, New Routine, on that one? I'm not able to get what you're trying to ask the question.
Sorry, the bulk migration tool you meant to say?
Yeah, so I'm not able to actually get what the question is. So I'm just asking New Routine to explain what they want to ask. So I'll give them some time to respond
Yeah.
to that question.
Yes, please.
And if you are New Routine, I've allowed you to go off mute. So if you want to ask your question on this forum here, you can feel free to ask the question. You are able to unmute yourself now.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So question we have is frequently business is generally wondering how much cost they will save with this kind of tools. So if I create this bulk migration job like for certain days, is there already some preview of how many records will be deleted or how many files will be deleted before deletion started? So we can already do like define a criteria before already executing the process. Do you know what I mean?
Not really into that.
I think so any pre-validation or pre-search that you're doing to identify how many records will be moved, and what that size would be, or how much time would it need, like pre-analysis
So, yeah,
of
pre-analysis,
the.
no, currently that is not related to that. Any like pre-analysis of that, like how long it will take. But yeah, the size, yeah, we can analyze like if we are transferring like how long, how much the data size or how, the file size or the entire size that you have been you want to move it from the CRM, that can be done, but not about the like the
Okay.
estimated
No, a
timeline.
file size would be already enough. Like before executing, how much gigabyte or megabyte we will save with this bulk migration job. So if you provide this, it's already good for us.
Yeah, I understand, but to be frank, like as of now, I don't have that stats related to that. But yes, if you have, you can send us an email. Definitely, I will happy to answer you in reply to that your query in an email. Does that
Okay.
sound good?
Yeah, sure. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Then I will contact with you.
Sure.
And
Thank you.
Jaraj, just so that it makes things easier for other folks as well, do you want to post the email link that you had shared in the chat as well?
Yes, yes, sure.
Yeah. So the link is crm@inogic.com. It's in the chat as well. So if anyone have any queries, further queries, can reach out to Jayraj on that email.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there are no further questions. So let me see. I'm gonna stop the recording.